Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode for Fusing Glass. My name is Kevin Creekmore. I'm the owner of Multiverse Glass Studio. We're a glass studio located in Woodinville, and today I'm going to talk about freeform, or at least at our studio, what we call freeform. Now freeform is basically building without a base piece. So if you've ever made a fused glass project, you may start with a circle or a square, and then you'll be adding things on top of that. Now, at our studio, our members have taken it to a whole new level, and they're creating elements that they can then later incorporate into future projects. So to start today, I have a kiln shelf. I have these cut to 10 by 10, and that's what our members get to work on. So when they ask for a freeform, we give them one of these boards. We then, of course, have the bullseye paper that we're going to set right on top, and that's going to keep the glass from sticking. And now we're going to start creating different elements for future projects. In this case, I'm going to make a lot of flowers and other fun designs to add to future projects that we'll show you later. Now for today's project, I've grabbed some different materials that we have at our studio, some mosaic glass, I grabbed some beads, a piece of spiraled cane that we make in the studio here, and then what we call curls. Now curls are weird whimsical shapes that we bend up as well using a vitrograph. We can create all different colors. I, of course, have my kiln shelf and kiln paper that I'm going to be building on today, and then a few other tools. The glass mosaic cutters, I have my scoring tool and runner, a dental tool just to move things around a little bit, and then tweezers if I may need, as well as a Sharpie. The nice thing about Sharpie is that it does burn off in the kiln. So today, to start, I'm going to push my board up higher so that I have space to cut and work with the glass here, and I'm going to make some flowers. These are going to be elements that we incorporate later into future projects. I'll be doing a follow-up video with these elements so you can see how you might use them today. So to start, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to draw these so that you can see at least what I'm going to be cutting. I'll draw one so you can see just little petals like this. If you need to use the Sharpie as a guide and draw it out, you can. I like to freehand mine because flowers are never perfect and they come in all shapes and sizes. Now the important thing with freeform is that we're making sure that everything touches and overlaps so that when we build our design, it's not going to fall apart on us. So I'm just going to set a little yellow bead right there in the center. Make sure these elements are fairly close together, and then we can keep building. Drain jet. And again, you can vary the size. Maybe you want to make some bigger ones, so maybe we'll may cut off a little bit of the piece. Now, when you get the glass, you might have bigger sheets. In our classroom, we cut them down to 3 by 5 inch pieces, so that they're a little easier to work with, a little more manageable. And again, we're cutting that width so that we can just cut the rest of the shapes out really easily when we're going along. Let's cut a couple leaves here. Make these leaves a little bit bigger. The trick when you're working with these smaller them to stay is glue. You may use the Bullseye glue. I like to use the Pat de Verre glue, which is actually kind of a gel, and then I mix it with 1 to 5 parts water. Put a little squirt on a piece of glass, and then that way you can use your tweezers and do a little dip and stick technique. And again, this works great for these elements that are really tiny. Use our spiral cane. Now again, we do have the spiral cane available. It is on our Etsy store, so you can purchase it there. We also have different other materials for you, if that's what you're looking for. A trick with the spirals is if you set your tool right on the table and you hold your cane up vertical, it gives you the perfect height for a cross section. Cross sections are cool. This is great color for lavender. All right, everybody, we are loading our elements into our kiln. I'm using a Scott GM 1414. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it, and then we'll show you the program. So now, for the program that we're gonna enter, again, for our elements, we are tack fusing. On my kiln, I'm not sure if I have it set up. We're gonna use segment 2, five segments, 250 to 1,000, hold 0, as fast as possible to set for 1320. Let's go to 1390 because that's my tack fuse temperature. Again, every kiln's a little different, you know, plus or minus 5 to 10 degrees. I'm gonna hold it there for 10 minutes. And then we're gonna go as fast as possible down to 950. That's gonna be our annealing temperature. Hold it there for an hour. 200 down to 800, hold for 0, and then 300 down to 100, hold 0. Now on my bigger kilns, I don't hold it as much or add that 5th step, simply because the kilns hold a lot of heat. I don't need an alarm on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and start. All right, everybody, it's that time to see the results of our tack fused elements that we made. And here we are, all done. Very nice tack fuse. You can see that they are stuck together. Still very tacky. We'll be able to add these elements into another project very soon. So stay tuned for part 2 to see how we use these elements in our next project.